It started with a foul smell coming from a car in Los Angeles and ended with one of the most shocking discoveries the city has seen this year. Inside the trunk of a Tesla, police uncovered the remains of a 15-year-old girl, and that car was registered to one of music's fastest rising stars, D4VD. The news sent shockwaves across the internet. A beloved teenager gone, a chart-topping artist suddenly tied to a crime scene, and a list of unanswered questions growing by the day. How did this happen? What's the real story behind the mysterious connection between Celeste Rivas Hernandez and the singer fans know for romantic homicide? This isn't just another Hollywood scandal. It's a chilling case where every new detail seems stranger than the last. And what investigators have already uncovered is enough to leave fans stunned. On September 8th, Los Angeles police received a call that seemed routine at first, a foul odor coming from an impounded vehicle. But when officers opened the trunk of that Tesla, the situation took a horrifying turn. Inside, they found human remains in an advanced state, and soon the identity would shake the music industry. The car itself wasn't just any random vehicle. It was registered to David Anthony Burke, better known to millions of fans as the singer D4VD. At only 20 years old, he had already built a reputation as one of the most promising voices in alternative music. But suddenly, his name was splashed across headlines for reasons no one could have imagined. The discovery left both investigators and fans stunned. How did a missing teenager's body end up in the trunk of a pop star's car? And what secrets were about to surface as detectives started digging deeper? Just days after the grisly discovery, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner confirmed what many had feared. The remains belonged to 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a teenager who had been reported missing more than once in the past year. Her name quickly spread online, and tributes poured in. Friends and family described her as a beloved daughter, sister, cousin, and friend. A GoFundMe page was set up in her memory, filled with heartfelt messages and photos that painted a very different picture from the tragic headlines. But as more details surfaced, the mystery only deepened. How did a girl known for repeatedly vanishing and reappearing suddenly end up connected to a celebrity's vehicle? And could her history of disappearances hold the key to understanding what happened next? Celeste's story wasn't simple. According to police records, she had been reported missing at least 3 separate times in 2024. Each time, her disappearance sent her family into panic, only for her to eventually resurface. Neighbors and community members told reporters that she had a history of running away from home. Some described her as independent and restless. Others worried that she might have been caught up in dangerous situations outside her family's control. But the final time she vanished, there was no return. Her last known whereabouts remain unclear, and that's what makes this case even more haunting. If she had a pattern of going missing, who was she with during those absences? And how did her final disappearance lead to the trunk of a car belonging to a rising music star? The questions were piling up, and investigators weren't wasting any time trying to find answers. Within days of identifying Celeste, detectives turned their attention to Los Angeles, where singer D4VD had been staying. On September 18th, the LAPD confirmed that a search warrant was executed at a local rental property tied to him. Law enforcement sources revealed that officers removed electronics, computers, and other potential evidence from the home. Investigators called the items significant, though they stopped short of explaining exactly what they found. At the same time, detectives reassured the public that the young artist had not been charged and was not officially listed as a suspect. Still, the fact that his residence was being searched and evidence collected raised eyebrows. For fans, it was a shocking image. A breakout musician who just months ago was selling out shows, now at the center of an active homicide investigation. But the most curious detail hadn't even surfaced yet. And when it did, it sparked a firestorm of online speculation. Amid the search for answers, one strange detail captured everyone's attention. When the medical examiner documented Celeste's remains, they noted a tattoo on her right index finger. It read just one word: shh. That discovery alone was chilling. But what fueled the speculation even more was a resurfaced photo of D4 from 2024, showing that he had the exact same tattoo in the. Police have not commented on whether this similarity means anything. Officially, investigators haven't confirmed a connection between the teenager and the artist. But online, fans and skeptics alike couldn't ignore the coincidence. Some argued it was nothing more than chance, while others insisted it had to mean there was some kind of link. In a case already filled with twists, this detail became one of the most talked about elements, and it only left the public with more questions than answers. The lack of detail did little to quiet the rumors. Fans flooded social media, demanding answers, while critics accused the silence of looking suspicious. At the same time, investigators confirmed that D4VD had not been charged with a crime. But that didn't stop the headlines from tying his name to every new development. Then came another shocking move. Just days after the body was discovered, D4D canceled the rest of his U.S. tour dates. Officially, no reason was given beyond the ongoing investigation. But to many, it signaled that the case was already taking a toll on his career and public image. Before this tragedy, D4D's career seemed unstoppable. He burst onto the scene with viral hits like Here With Me and Romantic Homicide, songs that captured the raw emotion of teenage heartbreak and skyrocketed across streaming platforms. By the time he released his debut album Withered in April 2025, critics were already calling him one of music's most promising young voices. It was a dramatic fall from grace, and yet the most important questions in the investigation still had no answers. Despite weeks of headlines, the truth behind this case is still shrouded in mystery. Investigators have not revealed whether D4VD and Celeste even knew each other, and no evidence of a direct connection has been made public. For now, the singer remains fully cooperative, but not charged with any crime. Still, the unanswered details are hard to ignore. Why did Celeste vanish so many times before 2025? Who was she spending her time with during those disappearances? And how did her final moments end with her inside the trunk of a rising star's Tesla? One thing is certain, this isn't just about a promising career in jeopardy. It's about a young life cut short and a community desperate for answers. The story of Celeste Rivas Hernandez is as heartbreaking as it is unsettling. A 15-year-old girl reported missing multiple times, remembered by loved ones as a light in their lives. Now gone in the most shocking way imaginable. And tied to her story is a 20-year-old artist who seemed destined for greatness, suddenly facing questions that could redefine his entire career. At this point, investigators have seized electronics, interviewed witnesses, and followed multiple leads, but the case remains wide open. D4VD hasn't been charged, yet his connection to the car and the strange tattoo detail have left fans questioning everything. What really happened between a runaway teenager and a rising music star? Was it a tragic coincidence, or is there something darker waiting to be revealed?